What's up out there? We are back with some more Titan Quest, and I wanted to have an actual full review out right now. I have not completed the game. If I'd have beat the game, I would have my full review out. Now, where am I at? I am actually all the way down at the last place. I've fought the final boss 3 or 4 times, and I just can't beat him. So he's got 3 phases, and I can defeat him on the first 2 phases. But then there's that 3rd phase, and I can't even damage him. Like, I barely move his health bar down at all. So I'm all the way to the end. I was planning on just gonna review it that way, and then the expansions went on sale, so you'll notice I have the Atlantis expansion. There is also I think the Ragnarok one comes in here. So there's Act 1 in Greece, 2 in Egypt, 3 in the Orient, 4 in Hades, and then 5 goes to Ragnarok. Atlantis is like some side thing that I can do now, so I can go run through Atlantis if I want. And I started working on that. That's the one I'm actually the most curious in. I like Atlantis. I like pyramids and stuff like that. I think a lot of this stuff's pretty cool. I love where you go with this game. Well, before we get into that. So I'm stuck on the final boss, and I was going to have a review done. I had the script written up. I had the narration done. I was going to start doing the recording. Then the DLC went on sale, and now we've got tomorrow, as of the time of recording this, we've got a Path of Exile 1 event that I want to take part in, so I'm not going to have time to come back to this. I've been sitting on this game for about, I think when I put my first thoughts video out in the Off the Shelf series, I think when I put that video out, I was at the final boss that weekend. So I was already pretty close to being there. I chugged through it, got it done, and I really liked what I've played. But then I got stuck, and I came back to it. I took a little bit of time off, came back to it, and I thought I would revisit it and, maybe build my character up, because I think I was like level 30 or something like that when I fought him the first time. So I went back, did some quests, leveled up to 34, and I've tried him a few times. I can't do it. Where my build is currently, the number one problem is I have 0 vitality resistance. And out of all the gear that I've collected and all the little runes and everything you can put on your gear, I have nothing that has vitality resistance. So I can't even defend myself against him. And not only that, I can't even hurt him. So I can barely do any damage. There's no dodge button in this game, so it's hard to get away from me. I suck at dodging anyway, even with a dodge button, but it's all the more worse here. I think he's level 40, 45, something like that. So I know I'm probably pretty underleveled. I've been way underleveled. I've just been life flasking through everything. But at any rate, I wanted to do a video because we got the Path of Exile event starting tomorrow, and I'm going to be taking a break from this. I don't know when I'm going to be coming back to it, because hopefully we get the Grim Dawn expansion soon. Hopefully we get Titan Quest 2 soon. Last Epoch's got a new thing coming up soon. We've got Path of Exile 1 event. Like, there's a lot of stuff coming. I did want to at least show that, hey, I played this. I got it all the way to the end. I think it's very cool. I changed my opinion about this game. It was a game where I was like, I'd recommend it if you were interested in it. That was when I was in the middle of Act 2, where you're in Egypt, because you go from Greece to Egypt. Once I got into the Orient and then into the Hades portion of it and all that stuff, like just going through all the different set pieces and all the different areas of the world, man, I love this game. I see why everybody likes this so well. It's not as good as Grim Dawn for sure, because there's some quality of life. It's the older, this was basically that team that did Grim Dawn, but it was their first game. So, they're new to it and everything. But am I going to go back the other way? I don't think I wanted to go back the other way. Yeah, I didn't want to go back the other way. But I do see the appeal of this game. I enjoyed it. It's not necessarily in the gameplay. I mean, the gameplay's fine. The gameplay's fun. You go kill monsters and get loot. Who doesn't like that? But I think for me, the biggest draw to this is the world that you're in, because you go see all this ancient stuff. And like here, you're in Hanging Gardens of Babylon, which I'm not necessarily as impressed with the Hanging Gardens. Like, they look cool. I like these lions and stuff painted on the walls, and it's definitely got that gardeny vibe to it. But I don't. This seems somehow less impressive than I would have thought. But this is one of the worst areas. You know what I mean? Like, I can't. I got to pick on something. And while I think this is cool, I always kind of imagine the Hanging Gardens as like stuff hanging or something. I I don't know. I guess stepped areas are probably cool too, but I don't know. This is kind of like the least impressive area of the game for me personally. Let's go somewhere else here. Let's go take a look at, if I don't get killed here, let's go take a look at, I think I showed Delphi off in the other video. Let's go to Athens. Let's go take a look at this. I love the scenery. I love how they've got all this Greek stuff set up. All the, just like the Greek stuff. When you start playing this and you're in the Greek areas, you kind of think this is how it's going to play throughout. And you're like, okay, there's a lot of Greek stuff and, the concrete or whatever, you'd kind of expect this. The height, like one thing that I noticed is they do a lot with height. So like we're going up a ramp here. So we're coming up and you can see the stuff in the distance getting smaller. I thought that was a really nice touch, and you're going to see that a lot in this game. It shows up a lot. So let's go someplace else here. This is like the Greek areas. When I got over into Egypt, like I'm a sucker for pyramids, so I get over to the pyramids of Giza, and like you dump out right at this area. And the pyramids are basically just right here. I already went through and killed a few things off. But I love how all this is set up, and it's ancient time set up. So it's like they were building it or still working on it type of thing. It's not just a completed deal. There's little tombs come in here. There should be a tomb around here somewhere. Actually, no, that's the portal. Be a tomb over here. I love these tombs. No, that's my portal thing. I tried recording this a little bit earlier and I got sideways on my conversation, but like the dungeons are seamless, and you come in here and like you've got the statues on the walls here, you've got all the hieroglyphics and everything in here. Like I think these just look really nice. Now I don't know if these are the textures from the original game or if this is that Titan Text texture pack that I put on it, but this game looks really good with that Titan Text texture pack. And there's nice depth to everything. The monsters, like, just maggots and stuff like that. Like this stuff is just fitting for the area that it's in. There's been so many cool things to see in here. Let's move on. Let's go over to the Orient. We were looking at the Hanging Gardens, the Great Wall. I thought this was really cool. Going to the Great Wall, just seeing the different scenery that you get to see. I love this. And where is the Great Wall? This way. Let's take a walk. So the music and the audio is fitting for the area that you're in. The monsters are fitting for the area that you're in. You know what I mean? Like there's so many things, like you got Tigerman. Like so much of this is so well thought out. And these are the same guys that would go and do Grim Dawn, or some of the same people that would do Grim Dawn from this same game engine. Oh, we got to get out. Got to move. That guy dropped that thing. That wrecks me. I still don't have all the great... Oh, come on. No. Don't die. Oh, we got to take a little breather here. Get healed. Potions go on cooldown. So my build's like a bleed build, basically, I think is what I got going on. I found out there was another skill that I could get that would imbue my weapon with poison damage, so I swapped over to that. And we should be getting up to the Great Wall here. I thought the Great Wall was awesome. I thought this was a really cool touch. All right, those guys are tied up over there. Little basket we can go do or pick up. So you've got, let's see, we need to get out of here, get a little bit into this. There's a point where you're actually up on like a hill. Yeah, we're going to come up here. You can actually look down and see, we're kind of going the opposite direction. But when you're coming from the other way, you actually look down on this at one point, if memory serves, and it's at a distance and you're thinking, oh, there's monsters over there. And then you kind of wind around the wall and you're there fighting those monsters. There's a lot of things in here that do that. Well, here it is right here. So you see these monsters off in the distance, and as you come down this way, you're like, hey, that's kind of cool. That's way over there, but we just walked over there. So it's just literally coming down here. The the elevation changes and everything that they do with this game, I thought were really good. I really appreciated that. And it's not just in this area. Like you'll see that in Egypt, there's certain desert areas where there'll be like a plateau or something, and you're looking out and you see down. Even in like Greece, I think there was one area in Greece where you come out of a cave, it was like a dead end, but it's up on a cliff looking down over like a valley area, and then you can go back out around the map and find that valley area. It's all these little touches that just, and this is the type of stuff that they carried forward into with Grim Dawn. So let's go to a different area here. Let's see here. Am I missing a spot down here? Oh, I must have missed a portal somewhere. What was cool in Hades? Actually, I'll just take you to the final boss. We're not going to go fight the final boss. I'll just go to the final area. This is like the last area. I think this looks really nice too. Like this is like a plain cave, right? But it somehow looks cool. The way they've got the textures on the floor and the way the walls look stalactite looking stuff and the torches and everything. These doorways, if I was here to click on this, these guys actually move their spears or something like that. I think their spears are crossed and they uncross them to open the doors or something like that. But like all this stuff is very cool. It's just very atmospheric. I love the designs for this. And again, I'm not sure how much the texture, Titan Text texture pack does, but I think this looks incredible. I think this looks really good. You know, if it had a dodge button, if the aim, you know, the combat was, the combat's a little, like I just have to right click on this guy until he dies. But if it was a little bit more where I could move around and target other things while I'm fighting the one, I think it'd be kind of cool. But, you know, this game shows its age. But at any rate, my mind changed on this. So when I first started playing this in Greece, I was like, yeah, I think I know what I'm getting into. But then as I got into all these other areas and saw all the really cool scenery that you get to see and everything that's around here, like it really sank in how cool this game is, how cool the setting is. And I was looking at the, is it Grimlore? I think it's Grimlore Games that's developing Titan Quest 2. I hope they do a good job with it. I can't get that portal to work or that rebirth fountain to work. I hope they do a good job with it, because if they can make something like this, like you can see down here, you can actually go down here and fight these guys. So like I started doing some combat over here. Somehow you can get over there and fight those, but you can keep coming down here. Like I love the depth and everything that they have. I think I died up here. But so I now have the DLC and I'm at the very final boss. I just need to work on this. I can go and play Atlantis. There's a whole bunch of quests. I've still got a bunch of side quests. I did all the Act 1 quests. I think I did all but this one Act 2 when I couldn't find him. There's a bunch of an Act 3 that I'm missing, and then Act 4 had a bunch. And there may be some other ones that I'm still missing. Of course, I just started Atlantis, so I haven't even gotten very far in that. But somewhere along the line, that would let me level up a little bit. And also my skill level, I believe this hard cap at 32, I was at the ceiling and I could not level up any further than that. And I think that was because I didn't have any of the DLC. Now that I've got the DLC, I should be able to push up to level 40 and go into, finesse. No, I can't. Actually, maybe I don't need to go up any further. I'll just continue leveling up the rogue. But I think now I can go up these other 8 levels. I think that came in with the expansion. There's also a couple of classes or masteries, whatever they call them in here, that I didn't have access to because of the DLC. And now that I have the DLC, I'll be able to go into those. But yeah, I really dug this. I had a lot of fun playing it. And I think I probably powered through a little bit. Because you can just buy potions. So I would just go buy a ton of potions and then sit on, 200 potions and just fight things until they died. And you can see off in the distance out here, there's another area. We just came through there, actually. They're all the dead bodies. But yeah, I think I'm a little bit where I shouldn't be. I think I should probably be clearing out some of those earlier quests, side quests and stuff like that, and probably being level 40 or something, like 40 or 45, I'm guessing. I'm just going to guess. With as much trouble as I'm having with the final boss, and the fact that I am such a low level, and I basically just charged through everything, hitting the potion button whenever I came close to dying. Most of this stuff doesn't hurt too much, but there's some that throw this green crap out that really kills me. And once I started getting all this bleed and everything where I could just start mowing through them, and I've got like pierce, and I've got like a triple attack, so every once in a while it just throws 3 arrows out. But yeah, I just wanted to check in and show you where I was at, just a little follow-up video for it before I put this on the shelf again. I got to the end, I gave it a shot, and I just wasn't able to beat it. So I need to revisit this at some point. I now have the DLC, which I wasn't necessarily planning on buying, but then I thought it over. May as well get the whole experience. It was only like, I don't know, $15 or something like that to pick it up. And it looks like it's cool DLC. At least it seems cool anyway. But yeah, like I said, I just wanted to throw a video out here and kind of catch up. Not that I haven't beat it yet. It's on my to-do list. It's just not going to be on the to-done list anytime soon. So just wanted to show this off and show you where I got with it. I didn't give up. I didn't quit one day into it. I got all the way to the end. I just can't complete it at this point yet. So it's going to take some more time. And I got frustrated when I got to the end and I couldn't beat it. And I went, I took a few days off, came back, started playing it again, tried it again. And I was like, all right, I'm ready to go back and play PoE for a little while. So at any rate, love the game. If I was going to put this on my tier list, this would be a solid A tier. I think this is a great game, and I think it very much deserves the A tier. Good enemies, good music, good backgrounds, the story's okay. I don't really care about the story all that much, but going to all the different locations that you go to, loved all of it. So hopefully one of these days I'll be able to beat all the DLC, beat the game, and have an actual review for it. But we'll just use this one as a review. I recommend it. If you're interested in it, check it out. It's really cool. And I have yet to get into the DLC. So I would say if you're interested in the DLC, you could pick the Atlantis one up, but the other 2 are after the campaign. So unless you're really serious about it, you don't have to worry about getting those, because you have to beat the base game, all 4 acts of the base game to get into the next 2 expansions. So anyway, that's going to do it for this video. We will catch you on the next one. Take care.